Tulsa King, Season 3 Episode 8 Recap and Ending Explained, Is Deacon Dead or Alive? In Tulsa King Season 3's 7th episode, Dwight realized that controlling Sackrider was one of the only options to launch Montague Distilleries and remove Jeremiah from the scene. He first begged Sackrider to swap teams in a courteous manner. After that failed, he arranged for Sackrider and Thresher to meet at the Bread, $2 casino under the guise of getting to know one another before the gubernatorial elections. However, Sackrider's wife, Anna, had told Margaret that Sackrider was addicted to gambling prior to their meeting. Thus, Sackrider continued to lose as Dwight continued to give him casino chips. After the Attorney General's debt had grown unmanageable, Dwight approached him with an offer: if he dropped Jeremiah, lifted the Montague Distilleries prohibition, and supported Thresher in the next elections, he would reimburse Sackrider for his losses. With no other option, Sackrider gave in. Jeremiah was imprisoned as a result of attacking Sackrider at his office. Tyson, Goodie, and Spencer were extorting a group of drug-peddling frat lads in parallel with this operation just because they could. What became to Dwight and his team after that? Let's discover. Did Deacon meets Jeremiah? Because of Dwight's newly formed bond with Sackrider, the restriction on Montague Distilleries is lifted in Tulsa King Season 3 Episode 8. As they get back to work, Dwight says that he will have to call up the National Guard if Jeremiah tries to assault them once more. In relation to Jeremiah, Cole bails him out of jail and brings him home. I believe Jeremiah would spend some time behind bars for assaulting an attorney general after viewing last week's show. Because Jeremiah was constantly moaning about Cole's emotional torture of him, I assumed Cole wouldn't save him. Still, here we are. What was the purpose of the entire diversion? Was that to demonstrate, you can attack an attorney general in Tulsa and get away with it? Deacon also appears at the Dunmyers' estate shortly after they do. Dwight hired Deacon to kill Jeremiah, but it appears that Deacon deceived Dwight, even after receiving payment, because he didn't think Dwight was sufficiently trustworthy. Since Dwight is hanging around with Deacon because Musso has instructed him to do so, he has realized that Dwight has some ulterior motivations and hasn't hired him merely to kill Jeremiah. Deacon worries that Dwight will abandon him to the wolves once he kills Jeremiah. Deacon has chosen to collaborate with Jeremiah because of this. He also plans to murder Dwight in order to appease Jeremiah. Jeremiah orders Cole to leave so that the adults can talk. Shortly after, Deacon installs a bomb after sneaking into the hotel through the back door, which is accessible to employees bringing in supplies and decorations. Deacon also slips out of there. Additionally, the fact that those three are dressed in raincoats is a sign that bloodshed is imminent. What, though, does Dwight desire from Deacon? He wants Deacon to disclose the identities of everyone he has collaborated with thus far. Putting up a brave front, Deacon declines to comply. The beatdown then starts. A quick cutaway shows Jeremiah and Cole discussing Deacon. Jeremiah boasts about how he and Deacon have formed an alliance to have Dwight killed, something Cole was unable to accomplish. Cole then uses magic to teleport to Tyson and Spencer's party at Higher Plane, where they are selling narcotics they bought from the frat boys. He tells Spencer that Deacon has planted a bomb in a hotel to harm someone close to Dwight, but he doesn't know the specifics. She shares that information with Tyson, who deduces that Thresher's fundraiser is going to be bombed by applying logic. The episode's focus shifts back to Dwight, who has brutalized Deacon's face in this short amount of time and coerced him into making a confession that Mitch has caught on video, while Tyson tries to contact him to warn him. We don't watch the full torture session, but we do get to see Dwight punch Deacon in the face and place a lapel pin with an American flag motif. He then gives Bigfoot and Mitch the command to take Deacon away. However, he receives a call from Tyson at that point, and he is truly taken aback to discover what Deacon has done. After hanging up on Tyson, he calls Musso. Musso tries to launch into a tirade about Dwight's betrayal when he answers the phone, but Dwight interrupts him and orders him to leave the hotel where Thresher is holding his fundraiser before Deacon's bomb goes off. Musso doesn't trust him. Dwight convinces Deacon that he planted a bomb in the motel. Musso doesn't waste any more time organizing the police and the feds and heading to the hotel. Deacon is left to suffer in the graveyard after Mitch and Bigfoot pack him into a coffin that already contains the body of Lawrence Montague. They then accompany Dwight on the rescue effort. Margaret is unable to hear Dwight's warning when he attempts to call her because everyone's phones have been seized. Fortunately, before the bomb goes off, Musso, the police, Dwight, and his team are able to get to the hotel and leave. This could indicate that Musso is pursuing both Deacon and Dwight. Dwight throws away the wire before entering the meeting with Deacon. Deacon draws a gun and points it at Dwight as soon as Dwight gets close to him. Deacon is astonished to discover that Dwight is not the one who has fallen into a trap. Despite his belief that he has the upper hand in the entire issue, Deacon himself has fallen into Dwight's trap. Yes, Dwight had a suspicion that Deacon would turn against him, which is why Mitch and Bigfoot were already waiting in that warehouse.